Hey YouTube, Hickory Stick back with you again. Just want to do a quick video this weekend because I think we've got a winner. Well, as a matter of fact, I know we got a winner here. Before I go any further though, didn't really do any reloading this weekend or this week at all. I just replaced some rounds for the 30-06 that I had loaded up last week and had videoed loading and was going to upload the video, but went out and started shooting them, and I was shooting terrible, and I just wasn't happy with anything, so I just stopped in the middle and came back and reloaded the rounds that I had shot up and loaded them exactly like they were. So I didn't really do any reloading this week, but wanted to make a video this week because I got my new scope, and oh, is it nice. I like it. Vortex Crossfire II 6-18 by 44 millimeter. I love it. I've never had a scope this nice. Like I've said before, I'm not a big believer in high dollar scopes, but this one was $236, which I feel like was a very, very good scope for the money. I think I got a great bargain on it. I think it's an excellent scope. It's got a nice sunshade, which is awesome because my Simmons scope, the sun was killing me with the glare. A manual parallax adjustment, which is fine. I can deal with manual parallax. Awesome. The 18 magnification is wonderful. I can see my target now. I can see my dots now. It's beautiful. The scope is crystal clear. There's no haziness to it. I think that Simmons scope was just starting to get some fog in it because it's so old, and it was not a good quality scope to begin with. So it's starting to get some fog. This one is crystal clear. Finger adjustable turrets, which is awesome. The turrets are resettable to 0, which is awesome. Just great scope. Like I said, best scope I've ever had. The only complaint that I got with it is that when I line up, it's got great eye relief. Way better than that Simmons. I can now put my cheek back on the gun where I like to rest my cheek and have no problem. But the only trouble with it is you have got to be perfectly aligned. There's no forgiving. If you get out of line just the slightest little bit, it's going to impart some glare to it or impart some fuzziness to it, and you can actually see how you're getting out of line a little bit. So that's my only real complaint, and I know it's not a complaint that should be a complaint about it. I've just got to get used to shooting with this scope and get used to lining up on it. And that's all there is to it. So don't take it as a bashing of the scope, because it's not. It's just something that I've personally got to get used to. The only other problem I had with it is when I went and sighted it in, I had tightened down my scope mounts, and the scope instructions said, oh, don't go past 18 inch-pounds on your torque, on your bolts. Well, I just torqued them. I don't have an inch-pound torque wrench or anything like that, so I just torqued them to what I thought was tight enough, and the dang thing slid forward on me all the way until my magnification turret slid into my scope mount. Put two freaking little scuffs on my brand new scope. Aggravated the snot out of me, but that's alright. I took it off. I took the thing off. I slid it back to where it was. I tightened them down. I really tightened them down good this time. But it still, even though I went back and did some more shooting, and it still looks like it tried to move just a hair. Again, maybe a 32nd or a 64th of an inch it tried to move. So I kept tightening them over and over as I was shooting. Maybe I got them good and tight now. If it keeps giving me trouble, I guess I'm just going to have to take my scope mounts off and run a little sandpaper on the inside of the scope mounts to just scuff them up a little bit, because they are real slick and smooth, even though they are anodized. I'd hate to get the anodize off of them, but that may just be something I have to do to keep the scope from sliding around. But, you know, that's fine. If that happens, I can do that, and I can sight it back in. It's no big deal. I'm just going to have to keep a watch on it. The nice thing about it is, though, is look at what I was able to do with it. Now, don't pay any attention to all of this, and don't pay any attention to the little dots. I was lobbing 22 long rifle 100 yards down range at the target because I've been shooting a lot. I've put a good many rounds down range this weekend, or at least for me. I've probably put several hundred rounds down range through 22 rifle, which is a lot for me because I'm trying to get back to where I can shoot. But I've been practicing with this rest. I've been finding my sweet spot on this rest, and I think it's done great. This was where I was sighting the scope in. Don't pay no attention to that. After I got the scope sighted in, these last three up here, I was still sighting it in right there. I moved it down, and look at what I was able to do. These two, I pulled those, yeah, but look at the rest of these. Now, if you've been watching my videos and my shooting, you'll know that that's greatly improved from what I've been doing. This was factory ammo, by the way. My wife had some Federal 180 grain soft points laying around, Vital Shock soft points laying around. So that's factory ammo, y'all. So that is an awesome improvement. That's a great encouragement to me on this, the fact that I was able to do it. And I think it comes from the fact that now I can finally see my target. My crosshairs are not bigger than the dot. I can see great, the scope's clear, and I'm figuring out how to use this rest and use it to my advantage instead of wobbling around, because I was still wobbling before. So I think we're going in the right direction, and we're going in the right direction pretty quick now. Very excited about that. So probably I'm going to spend the next week, if I get home early enough in the evenings, sending rounds down range every evening with a 22 rifle. I took the Simmons scope that was on here, and I put it on my 22 rifle. I've got a nice little 22 rifle. It's a little Winchester Model 290. It was made back in the late 60s. It's a nice little rifle. It shoots good. I put the Simmons scope on it, sighted it in today. All this rigmarole was sighting guns in, sighting a little 22 in. This was after I got the 22 sighted in from 100 yards. So, you know, I don't know, you may think differently, but I think that's a pretty good little shooting 22 from 100 yards away, especially with me shooting it. But anyway, going to send rounds down range this week, get some more practice in. But I am just so happy with this scope. Can't talk good enough about this scope. Another little exciting tidbit. Friday night, my wife was rearranging some furniture in the house and cleaning off some shelves and found a camcorder that she had forgot she had. Of course, the battery is dead and the charger is nowhere to be seen. It can handle a DC power supply. That's nowhere to be seen. But you know what? They still make power supplies and batteries and chargers for this thing. So tonight, I'm going to order some batteries. I'm going to order a power supply. I'm going to order a battery charger for it, to where I can start filming on this. It works with my tripod that my phone is sitting on right now. So that's great. Now I will have an actual camera instead of having to do it on my phone. But what that also means is I'm going to have to go invest in some video editing software, because I've been using just a freeware that I got downloaded off the Google Play Store on my phone. In the next couple of weeks, probably take me a couple of weeks to get everything gathered up for this, get the software and everything. But in the next couple of weeks, y'all will be able to start seeing some better quality videos from me. I noticed when I watched the videos before I post them to YouTube, I noticed the camera kind of zooms in and out. So y'all bear with me. It's because it's my phone. Won't be too much longer. We will have a camcorder. Feel like I've made great leaps and bounds this weekend on everything. So real happy about it. Really looking forward to the next few weeks. So y'all stick with me. Spread me around a little bit. You know, I ain't looking to make no money at this. This is just for fun. And maybe it'll help somebody else learn something. Maybe they can learn from my mistakes and follow my mistakes and be a better reloader and a better shooter because of it. So if you're out there watching it and you're not one of my subscribers, you like the video and you like what I'm doing, subscribe to me. A lot more to come. But for now, y'all have a good one.